Mobility of people, war and disease has implications on the health of man. These groups have no readily resources to meet their needs. The expansion of populations coupled with scarce resources affects human growth and development. On the other hand, these groups seek refuge in places with pathetic conditions, sometimes unfit for human habitation, but this is the only avoidable choice. In the suburb of Obwongo, to the southeast of Kampala city, lies a servant of God, Noelina Namukisa. In 1991, she had a dream to assist the needy and the vulnerable persons in Obwongo settlements.
People were left alone to die alone in the homes, and because these were slum areas and the houses were just in a sorry state, so it was not difficult for someone to leave that patient and goes to construct another small house, the muddy house, just one room. All of those ones, because I remember one home where I went, the patient had a very, very bad diarrhea. The whole house was smelling, vomiting, because by then there was no drugs. Not even drugs for opportunistic infections. There was nobody who cares to take either the patient to the hospital, because everyone knows that there was fear. If I touch someone with HIV, I will also be infected, and some others, as they used to think that it was a curse, it was a witchcraft, and so on and so forth.
They were living in pathetic conditions. Women and children affected and infected by HIV AIDS were among the slum communities. She set up meeting point, Kampala, kyamusa, obwongo.
Because after seeing that many people died alone, many people wanted the company, but the time was limited for me and also for the other people. I give these people full time, probably it could make a more difference. So in 1992, on the 23rd of March, that's when I had to start officially to work in Meeting Point.
Meeting Point Kampala kyamusa obwongo had several objectives, all geared at promoting human dignity. She wanted to create awareness about HIV/AIDS by offering voluntary counseling and testing, help communities develop positive attitude towards sexuality. She promoted reproductive health among young persons. She also wanted to recruit a special team to offer psychosocial care to sick and vulnerable. She was touched. The families were broken. The women were sick and impoverished. The children were malnourished, and others had been abandoned. HIV/AIDS had taken the toll.
It was a big challenge because the number of patients had grown more, because actually with one patient we started with, or I started with, within 3 months the number had reached 15 people. Within a year it was 75.
Now we found those people were at the point of death. They were really very down. Some of them could not even move. Some of them, their eyes had sunken deep in the sockets. These bones, the cheekbones, were already out. They had lost weight completely. They had emaciated.
The HIV/AIDS pandemic had been misunderstood communities segregated against their own. There was stigma. But this was Meeting Point's Kampala Kyamusa obwongo's task, to reverse the negative attitude of communities, counsel the sick, and restore hope.
It's beyond my imagination, the kind of a person, the character and the good heart of Mama Noelina. She helped me when I was about to die.
I had a sick child. She was given treatment and care from Meeting Point. Though she later died, I was grateful.
Kale enkola eno nze natandika ogiganyulwamu kuva mu mwaka ogw'ekyendamu
I began benefiting from Meeting Point in 1996. I was very sick, but when I joined Meeting Point, the situation improved. I had very many problems. My husband was also very sick.
Yali mulwadde ate nga nali sina na buyambi busobola kuweerera abaana.
I joined Meeting Point after I found out that I was HIV positive. From the AIDS Information Center, I received counseling, treatment, and they also sponsored my children at school.
Besides caring for the health of their clients, Meeting Point had another package that would empower them. It provided services that would rehabilitate man and restore hope. The institution offers a learning center, hosts the women group, has a foster house for vulnerable and abandoned children, vocational skills training for members, with a vision to fight for the dignity of humanity through the provision of quality health care and education and skills training. Many have benefited.
There was a need of at least creating somewhere to place the children and the adults remain there. So in 1997, the learning center was formed, just in a timber hall structure. Again, there were some well-wishers who gave us some money and we constructed a timber hall structure. Now we put these children there, but not sleeping here, except those who were homeless, whom we placed in the welfare.
The reason as to why vocational training skills were involved in the activities of Meeting Point was that we could see a girl who is 14 or 15 years but had never gone to school. It was impossible to take a girl of that age to a baby class. Therefore, the solution was to establish a vocational training school where we could give vocational training skills to them and at the same time impart them with formal knowledge.
I joined Meeting Point during the time when my mother was not able to pay my school fees, and my uncle picked me from the village. He brought me here in Bukasa. Then we heard that there is an organization which trains girls tailoring and cares for infected and affected people, plus vulnerable children. Then they took me there. I joined tailoring course in 2003. It was September. Then I graduated in 2006, April.
The work of caring for the vulnerable that started in a church premises at Namuongo expanded when Meeting Point finally secured land where it began offices. The beginning was not easy. The executive director, Nolina Namukisa, recalls.
People with AIDS wanted someone to talk to. And since I had given myself to them, so they wanted me to talk to them even now and then. So whoever wanted to talk to me and could not see me at his or her home could rush at my home because I was in a nearby place. And this annoyed the people at home. So there was need of now getting a place at least where to meet them. And where? We started under the tree. There was a very big tree somewhere near there's a Catholic school around. It was a village tree where we used it to meet.
Many have benefited from the project support.
Father died. He died of AIDS, and my mother is a HIV positive. My father died when I was a bit young, but I could know what is going on. Meeting Point started paying for me school fees when I was in primary 2 up to now.
Tandika kwaffe nze nali ngenze mu misa nimpulira ekirango nga balanga.
I had gone to church when I heard the announcement about Meeting Point. I joined the craft making an adult learning classes.
Era nze bwe nawulira bwe ntyo ne nstukirawo.
Meeting Point had a team to operate and manage the activities of service delivery to the vulnerable.
I was so happy to get employment, but at the same time I was so touched. I was so touched by the way the organization was getting into the lives of people who are suffering from HIV and AIDS.
I joined Meeting Point in 2003 at a time when Meeting Point was establishing a new branch of Wakiso.
I started working in Meeting Point when it had just started, about 2 years back or 4. I started in 1996.
Since its inception, Meeting Point Kampala Kyamusa obwongo has addressed the challenges of persons living positively with HIV AIDS. The center gives psychosocial support to the sick, but time came when most of these women lacked employment and food. Most of these clients live in the slum of Namuwongo, Kanyogoga in Machindi division. In such an environment, residents are prone to disease and poverty.
Nobody could touch the cup to wash it, and even giving food or something to drink was very difficult because they feared that if they give something to drink, this person could pass urine, could pass diarrhea, and maybe they could prolong the life of that person.
Meeting Point Kampala Kyamusa obwongo has a strategy of incorporating the communities into their health programs. They help their clients demystify poverty and health through music, dance, and drama.
I used to put on male costumes and performed during the drama sessions. It was very interesting.
Wherever, first of all, we go with the drama group when we go for the outreach programs. And all those people who come for testing, they attend the drama. At the same time, it also attracts other people who have remained at home to join us.
This is how Meeting Point changed lives. A motivated staff has helped the project to benefit the community.
Meeting Point generally has achieved a lot. Say in the area of adoption program, supporting the children from disadvantaged families. Meeting Point has achieved a lot because it is supporting very many, actually a very big number of children.
Due to the growing need to fight poverty, Meeting Point Kampala Kyamusa obwongo launched a revolving fund. This was to assist clients with capital to initiate self-sustaining projects.
I began accessing loans in 2010. I have been investing the money in small retail business, then the poultry keeping.
Many of these children lost both parents and they did not have anywhere to stay, while others had been abandoned. They lacked a home, above all care, and support. This forced Meeting Point to start a foster home.
My mother and my father died of HIV, and before my mother died, she was a great friend of Mama Noelina, and before she died, she told me that if she dies, I'll go to Mama Noelina.
Because I had nowhere to go, and here I was given a home, given new life, which life had predicted not to have after her death. Actually, life has been good because up to now I'm still in the foster house.
Some of these children are infected by HIV/AIDS. They are kept at the center to receive extra care and treatment. The religious background, coupled with the goodwill of development partners, supported Meeting Point Kampala activities.
About the children, the Meeting Point, you are helping a number of children. Do they have any chance to meet as members of this family? Because there are those in secondary schools, formal schools, and other schools. Do they ever have a chance to meet as members of the Meeting Point?
For the gift that the Lord gave to the founders of this place, to those people who got inspired and decided to set up this place.
Meeting Point has grown into a reputable non-government organization. It has extended activities to Wakiso district to address flaws in poor service delivery.
Meeting Point Kampala had a lot of orphans whom they were supporting, and most of them were coming from Wakiso. It so happened that the staff from Wakiso, from Kampala, used to move quite frequently to Wakiso to meet the OVCs, the orphans and vulnerable children, whom Meeting Point were supporting.
Here, a number of activities, including voluntary counseling and testing, palliative care, vocational training, and other outreach programs are being undertaken. But despite the progress, Meeting Point Kampala has had a number of challenges.
First of all, with the credit crunch, some of our donors had to stop, and really some children didn't complete as we had expected. Those who had stopped in senior 6, they stopped there. Those who had not completed.
As the challenge is, when we test people and they turn out to be HIV positive, we find a problem of enrolling them to provide them comprehensive HIV/AIDS care services.
For now, Meeting Point Kampala Kyamusa Obwongo is providing comprehensive care and support services. Hence, the need to widen services to meet the growing need. But what is the way forward for Meeting Point Kampala Kyamusa Obwongo?
Meeting Point could get land somewhere and it puts all its activities in one place. That would be a very good thing.
Expecting to start up another building for the vocational training, because the number of children keep on growing. So we are also expecting in the nearby future to have also another structure for the vocational training.